So welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at Hill of Doves, the first Anglo-Boer War, 1880-1881. This is a brand new game from Godfrey Bailey, put out by Legion Wargames. So if you don't know Legion Wargames, they are a smaller wargame publisher compared to some of the big boys, but they do such good games on topics that you probably haven't played that many games about. So I've played a couple games that are set in the second Anglo-Boer War, but not in the first. So this has also been something new for me, even though I know a little bit kind of about that period of history at least. So this is a solitaire game. It is a solitaire game only. We've done kind of co-op, pushing stuff around together in some of these, but this is not designed as a two-player game, it's one-player game. And we'll kind of get this out here in just a second, but there's 3 different map boards at 3 different scales. So you have like a tactical board, what do they call, like an operational board and a strategic board. I think that's the kind of levels. So you're doing kind of supplies, and then more localized or operational stuff, and then at the very small level of like, these guys are getting ambushed by enemy units. So if you've played Pavlov's House, similar kind of a concept where you'll see the trickle-down effects of some of these things. So let's crack it open and see what we've got in here. So we have some advertising for some of their other games. So a bag of bags with a singular D6 in there. We have a couple decks of cards. We have tactical deck and an events deck, which I believe the events are events, but I think the tactical deck is going to dictate what the AI, the opposition does in this one. So we've got 2 larger bags as well. So we have an introductory book, which gives an overview of the pieces and looks like orders of battle. Just kind of goes over the components that you've got, so that's a nice little kind of intro there. Then we've got the actual rules, and the rules themselves, not a whole bunch of diagrams in this one, it looks like. A lot of text, but we're looking at, we're still in rules? Yeah, 13, 14, 15 pages of rules, about 15 pages of rules or so. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, I didn't see optional stuff. So yeah, 15 pages of rules, and there's all the diagrams and stuff are in this example of play, where everything is laid out of setup, how you're going to stack your units up, and then moving through what all of the different phases do, how that works. So sometimes when you're with solitaire games, you don't have someone to kind of bounce your interpretation of the rules off of. Something like that's been very, very helpful, so I appreciate that being in here. So we have kind of a 2/3 sheet of counters here. So we've got our Boer units over here, which I believe are these ones. And then we've got our British and Commonwealth forces up here. And these are dual-sided as well. And these punch very easily. These are a fairly thick white core, so I'll be clipping all of those, and we'll get those bagged as well. We do have this sheet of round counters as well, some of which are blank on one side, but on the other, like that's an ammunition counter. These little HQ markers. Okay, so then we've got the boards. And this is what we kind of talked about earlier. So we have like a battle board, which has various different rows. So you have your reserves, firepower, cold steel, patrols, with a kind of a mini little CRT type thing down here as well. So you have this optional battle boards. If you've played something like Field Commander Napoleon, you kind of do all your stuff, and then you engage in a battle, you set up your units on here, and you kind of resolve a battle. This is optional, you don't have to do it in this one, but I think that'll be fun to play around with. Okay, so this is the strategic board, and then we have the operational board. tactical board. And you can just kind of set these up. I would do it this way. So you've got the kind of the most zoomed out, the highest scale, and then this intermediate scale, and then this much closer tactical scale. And then you can even go that one set more if you, when you have a little engagement, you can set them up on here and do a fourth scale if you were so inclined. But again, optionally, you don't have to do that. But like how this style of game works, you're going to make it some choices about how you set up your strategic supplies and things like reinforcements, I believe. And then that's going to affect how much you're able to move from your camp going kind of through the operation. So if you kind of, how you stage will affect how your operation is run, and then how you're able to trek your supplies forward to the actual tactical battle is going to affect how the battle is. And I've heard that it's a lot of do a little bit of fighting and then it's desperately waiting for supplies to come up to resupply you, and you're being ambushed all the time. And you'll have much less movement and changes on this board. You'll have some on this one, and the most kind of movement and action happens on this one. So it's a bit more of a, you know, you push this button and then you've got some more buttons to push and then the most buttons to push on this one. So just know that that's a bit more of kind of what you're looking at with this one. So let's take a quick look at the cards here, and then we'll kind of get this wrapped up. This is a game I've been looking forward to for a while. Okay, because their solo games are always something interesting, and this is a topic that, you know, might not interest your players that you've got in your local area, but a solo option means you get to kind of dive into it at least. So we've got these cards here. And so this is an individual ambush. Return commando to lagers. If no British now present in an objective, remove any sangers marked, and if insecure, adjust objective marker. So you're going to flip these, and this is stuff that's going to happen to you. Looks like there's red ones for kind of more British style events. And if you look, they correspond here. So you've got these red, green. Looks like we've got red and green ones that correspond more to these guys. And these brown ones are the more Burr units. And these kind of tan ones, I'm not quite sure. So those are events. You're going to shuffle those, flip through those. And then our tactical deck, which has the same kind of markings on it that the tactical board has. So I think it's only used on there. Various different items. You got small little charts and tables on some of these. Lots of different bits and pieces that can or will happen. So I'm very, very, very excited to start out this game. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I really enjoy Legion's games, and I really enjoy playing in a topic that's not your average war game, and also a game that you get to do kind of the tactical fighting and chucking dice and seeing the results, but also having some of the supply and the strategic and operational concerns and how that affects that. Seeing that without it being cumbersome and overloaded is also very nice. So I'm very excited to play this one. I will get this to the table soon and let you know how it is. So this is Hill of Doves from Legion Wargames. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.